Get it on. What's up, everybody? Welcome. Hawk v. Wolf.
That was almost
Dubs.
You're not allowed to say words that you never say at the hit the button and be like,
Get it on. That was from MXC. You ever watch MXC?
I just
No,
don't see you as.
You got
You
caught
don't know MXC.
unexpected on that
I might
one.
know MXC. What is that?
Most Extreme Challenge. It was a show
Yeah,
on Comedy Central.
I know that.
All right. Well, that's what they would say. They'd go, get it on.
Right.
So welcome, everyone. Guess what? Special guest, surprise guest.
Yeah, he didn't even know it.
I didn't even know.
Yeah.
Bucky Lasek came here to skate. No one was skating. We pulled him up to the studio.
You told me the wrong times. I got time. I don't know.
I just work here.
Yeah, I know.
All right.
We're trying to cater to everybody's needs, and we were going to do a podcast, and then people that are friends of ours, Liquid Death people, and some Tobys and Caballerials, we're going to come. And I was like, okay, I'm going to do a
It's
show.
weird for us because we come here usually to record and then skate. But if other people show up and they show up at the time we're going to record, we
Right.
feel obligated to go skate with them. So they don't have to wait around
Yeah.
for us
Yeah.
if they expect to skate with us. That's the deal.
And my thing is, you got to like try to cater to Tony because
His
I
time is
write
precious,
my
yeah.
Thursday off to do this.
Right.
So if he's late early or he wants to go long, I've written my day off.
He's late.
I have a.
Never.
I'm not late.
No. You said if he's late. You said if like. You,
Oh yeah, okay, good point. But sometimes you can't skate. You got to go.
True.
Yeah, but he can never be late because he just changes the meeting time. We'll be like, oh,
Well,
I can't make it at 1.
He's married, so
Be at
he has to be at places.
Oh no, I have a hard out today.
Yeah. See, you do?
Yeah.
You told me you didn't. See what I mean?
Yeah, but I mean, okay, hold on. My daughter gets out of school at 3.
Okay, that's your hard out.
That's
okay.
a hard out. Like I got here at 11. That's a 4-hour window. I didn't think I had to express that at the time.
Right,
And I still ended up in heat too somehow.
Oh my God. Anyway,
I'm gonna.
this is a riveting interview.
I
of,
might join you.
Bucky.
I might do 2 sessions today. I might
Ooh.
totally regret that. You could help me make it all impossible. You can skate
you're
street
saying
proper.
Street, yeah. We could.
Do you think you could help
Oh,
me?
that's a good start to this interview. All the Impossible. First dude to ever do it on Vert right here.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
still
because someone
doing it.
said to me, I did the Olympic. I'm trying them in a really bad way for hours.
I saw your. I
And someone
saw.
goes-
I saw. It was bad. Not the attempt. The hours part.
It was bad.
The hours part was bad.
I know, I'm reliving it right now. It's going to freak me out. But people said, you're a vert guy, so you probably, when you do Ollie Impossibles on vert, they probably look way different. And I was like, no, I don't do Ollie Impossibles anywhere. But there was a time in the 90s where I could do that just as easy as I could do a 360 varial, to the point where I was aware that you might be impressed by this, but it's actually not a
Right.
trick.
Like getting off the ramp, like scoop impossible.
Yeah,
Like,
and be like, yeah, I can do that.
Yeah.
I can do it all. And
Yeah.
being like, you idiots. Anybody can do
All-terrain vehicle.
Yeah. No, 360 varial, jump off the ramp, Ollie Impossible, and be like, what can I do?
yeah.
Anything legit is the answer. Because both those tricks suck.
Okay, I have a story about Bucky and I have a deep history of skating together and touring together and whatnot. But one of my favorite times ever was, I want to say it was like,
You can
19
pick one. I can't pick one.
well,
There's
no,
too
no,
many.
for me
Okay.
as a fan of
Yeah.
your skating.
Yeah.
It's like 1990-ish. Vert is dead, right? 1991. Vert's dead. Bucky's staying with me in Fallbrook. And we go to the vert ramp and he starts trying impossibles on vert. And within, I don't know, an hour or two, he has done impossible tail grab to nose, impossible tail grab to nose, 180 in,
Nice.
backside impossible, no grab,
That's crazy.
on vert, right? And it's to an audience of 1. I'm the only one there. I'm
Yeah.
shooting it on my,
Now, who was filming? You were filming too,
yeah,
right?
like
You were
on
filming.
my high 8 or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, and but he and I both knew, like, who's gonna care? Like it's such a bummer.
Yeah.
I'm watching
It was.
this revolution of tricks happen in front of me. Same day, backside big spin,
Yes. Yep.
Yeah.
backside 3, shove it, right? Backside big spin.
All while getting a call as well, like Colin McKay doing the same shit in Canada. Remember that? Like,
Yeah.
when we got word when he was doing it too, we were like, when we saw footage, like,
Right.
insane.
Yeah. But I mean, it was just this little hub of
Yeah,
magic
91
happening.
was like, I was as good as I would ever be in my life. And I remember Gregor Rankin used to call me King Bobby. And I just didn't understand what that meant. And he was like, because you're the king of nothing. And I was like,
Yeah.
oh, cool. Like, but for like 6 months,
Yeah.
and we're like,
But
oh,
even
King
so-
Bobby. And I'm like, why does he keep calling me that?
Right. But even so, when I look back at that time, I was so amazed that he could just come up with all that stuff and make it happen. And it was like, this is one of my favorite memories because I watched it all unfold in front of me. Like, I skated for a little bit that day, but then I just was like, all right, Bucky's on a tear. And then he did also 1 foot ollie 5. Same
The
subject.
same day.
Same day.
Yeah.
Holy shit. I love how that time, like, if he was doing that now, it would be all this buzz. But
Imagine that
At
post. Imagine that Instagram post.
Right,
That would
of
be
all
dang.
those
Yeah, fun day at the
things.
ramp.
yeah. Yeah, no, it's
And ours turned out like mine was, it was all the whatever it was, high 8 at the time.
Yeah.
My high 8 footage, and I just sent Stacy, and Stacy did his thing, but it just got buried in some long ass
yeah,
PAL
He
video.
didn't understand how hard
And-
that was and just put it in a collage.
It doesn't
of other
matter.
tricks.
No one
was going to care. It was
no
a
one's
bird
gonna
trick.
care. Yeah,
Right.
exactly. But
Okay, good point.
one of my favorite things. There you go. So that was, I know we started at 1990,
But do you take away from that? Like, I don't, like, you didn't get recognition or 1,000 pats on the back, but do you not like
Dude, at
live
the-
that
at the
day?
time,
You
I
can
was-
remember it, right?
He
Is
did
that
tell
not a
you, I'm
glorious-
staying at Tony Hawk's house. I'm in like the environment. Like, I'm in this environment that's just like, you can't, it's
Talk to the
almost,
microphone closer.
it's almost like you learn tricks sitting in the living room watching TV, even though you're not skating, because you're in that environment of
You're
just like,
thinking about it.
yeah, it's on your mind. I'm staying with Tony, you know, I'm just coming up, you know what I mean? Like,
Is
Turn-
this-
just
that
about
was
to
the
turn
lifestyle,
pro, yeah.
especially in Fallbrook, but we not anything else to do.
But this
we were
was-
just skating.
Yeah.
all
but
the
this
time.
was after your, is it Future Primitive? What's your vert part when you're a little kid with Dad?
mine was public domain.
Public domain.
Yeah. It
So
was after
this
that.
it was after that.
Yeah.
So you'd already been in public domain.
Yeah.
Which was, for me, a vert guy looking back at that, like, I remember seeing you and Danny and going, little kids can skate.
Yeah.
But it like almost didn't register as, no, dickhead, this is like the future of skateboarding. I like, 'cause you were so small
Yep.
that I didn't validate it as until like when you became a full-size human. And then I
Right.
was like, holy shit, he's really good. But that video, I barely, like, I was like, he's doing shit that no one's doing. And those two little kids are really good for little,
Right.
not realizing that I think like almost every trick you did in that, I still can't do. But it didn't register. I didn't register. I'll tell you the most painful. I don't know why, but I'm triggered and I got to do it. I lied to him. I didn't lie, but I could tell he was behind me at a bar for his video premiere of some Birdhouse video where you did Indy 540, but like a
7.
7. Sorry, to fakie.
That was the end. Birdhouse video.
So I'm at the bar watching it, and he sees me watching it, and he knows what's at the end of his video part. So he stands behind me watching me watch his video part, and he doesn't know that I can see him watching me watch the video part.
So good.
So I'm watching him watch me, like, and I'm like, oh, okay. Why is he so fucking smug? And then he does the 7, and I go,
Hmm.
yeah, fuck it, yeah, because that's half the reason I didn't want to skateboard anymore. People like him made me realize that it's never going to happen for me. You know what I mean? Like, I saw that and I was like, you will never make that. And then I saw him behind me.
Guess
and,
what? No one else will either.
and I had to turn around and go, cool video part, dude. And act like that didn't just sear me for fucking years. Right. And
That's the
because
Mackenzie, right?
we are friends,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? So I was happy for him, but there was also, like, I was like, he's not going to take that all the way. Oh, fuck. We're never doing that. Like,
No.
I
There's
just
not
remember
many-
thinking, I don't have it
even
in
more
me.
Forward to fakie 720.
There's not. There's a
Indie
couple of people that have done it. I've only done it a handful of times, and there's no. It's
You got to be louder.
It's retired. I'm done. I'm done with that.
It was on the most slippery ramp.
But you did more than one.
Yeah, I did a handful of them. Yeah.
So does that mean a handful that you kind of had them down for a second?
No, there were always a wing and a prayer. Like you had to huck it, and I stopped doing it because it hurt my knees. Like falling backwards, it started like hurting my knees, the bales. So I was like, I can't do it.
Wait, falling to your ass or to your knees?
Like an under rotated.
Oh, it would
like
slip out and
then you'd have to spin around.
Yeah,
so
and just like backwards.
Yeah, it's jammer.
Yes. Another reason why.
Yeah, so
I
it's a
didn't do
painful
that.
trick to bail. So I stopped trying it.
But you're in the league of Bob in that you've done these tricks that are so difficult and sometimes just one and done, but legendary. And I applaud it. Like I still see you do. I tell people all the time, like Bucky is the best transition skater. That's it. Yeah. If you watch the difficulty level and the stuff that he can do consistently and do in pools, and I mean Bondi, you probably don't even know this one. Bondi, he did an ollie to fakie through the corner, heel flip, no grab.
I didn't see that.
No grab.
Lucky, one try. One only had to make it once. That's all right.
Yeah, it was all day. Yeah, but that's the other thing. He'll spend all day.
It was before a contest. That was the thing.
Yeah.
It was like I went there for the contest and I ended up filming 3 tricks for a video part in practice.
Cool.
Yeah.
So I mean,
do you think
I'll take that.
Your pool helped you do things like that?
My pool only helped me.
I didn't like his pool.
My pool only helped me.
You didn't skate it?
I didn't like it.
Because it looked, as a guy that he rolled upland and he didn't like that. Like that tells me, because I remember older people telling me, you think you'd be a badass at upland, you'd be a fucking poodle, Jason. Like you think you're all this, but trust me, that thing was a monster.
It bit him early though. That's why.
Oh shit! Yeah,
it bit him. It bit him.
Sorry.
Good.
Yeah. Wait, what happened?
What happened? There were twice. I slammed super hard twice in his pool. I got caught because you know how
I'm such a shithead. I don't know why it's so funny.
You know how I do frontside nose grinds and I like force
you do them the same way I do.
Yeah, I don't
you don't nollie in. Yeah,
because I don't know how, and it looks like I'm having a seizure when I try. And I would just force it in, and his coping was not letting go.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to force my nose grind in, and my board's like, nah, we're not going. And my body just went to the flat, just crumpled like. You know, he can't breathe, and it's concrete, and you still
really
have to
deep.
crawl. And you have to crawl out.
Yeah,
that's the thing.
Isn't it like 13 foot deep or something?
There's a section that's only 8 that you can get out.
That's not where I fell.
But the rest, the deep end is
13 and a half.
That's.
And then
why don't I just get into freestyle moto?
I got caught on the coping.
The other time was chicken neck, right? Like under you were around the corner or something. You're on the elbow.
Yeah, and then just and I was like, I don't want to skate here anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough.
But this dude,
Miller,
talk about King Bobby, but king of concrete.
That was the one thing that was good for. The bowl was good for keeping you like motivated to just go fast and go big. That bowl you didn't have to do tricks.
So what we're talking about is that if anyone listening and don't understand what we're talking about, Bucky had a property here in San Diego and made a custom bowl that was 13 feet deep, that was monstrous.
Yeah. I remember outside looking in, we weren't hanging out. I was in LA doing radio, and I'd see photos of it and be like, oh my God, like, it just seems like
big and fast.
Too big.
No, it worked good. It skated well. Yeah. It skated fast. It flowed.
It's going to be a crazy thing to have such a legendary pool and then move and the neighbors fill it or don't even fill it, just like are against people. It's still there, ready to go. And you had it, and they're dickheads.
But what do you mean they're dickheads? It's their property. What, are they supposed to just allow skate sessions to happen on their property?
No, there's definitely some bad blood leaving.
Oh, really?
Due to their part. They actually tried to get me for some money.
Oh.
And it was a bad deal. So
I'm sorry.
Yeah. In the end,
but then at one point they probably said that they would let people ride it, right?
Yeah, that was the deal. For 2 years, I was supposed to have access.
Oh, I see.
And then they got out of that, and then they tried to get money out of me for the bowl being. I was like, look, the bowl is there. It's like a rock being in the yard.
Yeah.
It's just part of the yard. It's not in the price.
And you saw that way before you bought it, buddy.
Then, so they got in. They got in over their head.
It didn't grow out of nowhere.
Wait a minute, I moved some trash and there's this giant pool here.
Where'd that come from?
Yeah, Bucky had a tarp over it the whole time. He threw some grass and some leaves over it. Then one day a kid fell into it. Hey everybody, Jason Ellis, Tony Hawk here, talking about Squarespace. Are you creative? Are you a creative person? Do you have some ideas? Do you want to be the next big podcaster like us? It's pretty cool, right, Tony?
It's pretty cool.
Let me tell you, it's pretty cool
It's a lot of work, right now. But it's cool.
Right. What about a website? What about a domain name? What about all those things? Because if you don't have those things, you suck. And you're never going to be as good as us. Squarespace does it all. If you're trying to do this, if you're trying to be in this game and you don't have Squarespace, you're a loser. That's why I'm here to help you. To get your website up and moving in a way that all the cool guys do it. Nobody doesn't use this to get their websites going. Go to or check out, depending on how you want to do this, squarespace.com/Hawkwolf, like the name of the show. So, for a free trial, when you're ready to launch, when you've got all your ideas and you're ready to rocket it off into stardom, use our offer code HawkWolf to save 10% on your first purchase of the website or domain. Thank you, Squarespace.
Let's see. When did we met? Because I was on a Bones Brigade tour through Maryland.
Yeah, through Maryland.
Oh, so hometown.
Bones Brigade came local to your hometown. Shop. They're doing a demo, jump ramp demo.
Did you have a sponsor before this?
Local shop was my sponsor.
But that's it, a local shop sponsor.
So was that 87, 88?
Yeah, it had to be around that time. So 86, 80.
Yeah.
And we went and did a demo at the shop.
Yeah.
And everyone kept saying, you got to see this little kid skate vert. This little kid's ripper, he rips. And then it was basically like, you guys got to go to this vert ramp.
In other words, in Baltimore.
You guys went to a vert ramp and he was there and it was like the whole town says, go to this vert ramp to watch him. We'll watch it too, but we mainly want to see you see Bucky.
Well, yeah, but also it was at a time when we weren't doing a lot of vert demos.
And this ramp was cool. This was a good ramp.
It was a good ramp.
Yeah, good ramp. We're like, yes.
What's your affiliation with the ramp? How did you come across?
I found it through a neighborhood friend, and we.
So it was a kid's ramp.
It was a guy's ramp.
A guy that built it.
Yeah, he built it. He previously had a ramp before that. Tore that down. He had a couple bands play. Cab actually went and played at his restaurant, his shop, years ago with the Faction. So he had this place. He built a ramp. We found it. Started going there. We became locals.
Is that your first ramp ever?
No, first vert ramp. Yeah, first vert ramp. Like I grew up skating a mini ramp with one side that had like a mellow channel transition, and the other side had a vert.
Novak?
Before Brandon.
Okay.
Yeah.
I remember him telling the story about how you and him were neck and neck.
In the mix.
Yeah, he was. Yeah. I mean, he was definitely in the mix.
Yeah, he got sponsored by Pallets just after you, right?
Yeah,
yeah. So we pull up. I don't remember who was it.
God, it
might have been Lance and Randhill, maybe on that year. I don't know.
Stacy, I think wasn't.
I don't think Stacy was
McGill. There was a few people that were.
So we pulled up and he's alone on the vert ramp.
No one's on
the
ramp.
ramp because he's waiting for us.
Yeah.
And we're coming and
it's late too.
Yeah, it was late.
It is late.
I'm pretty sure we were skating with car headlights on the ramp.
If I'm
not mistaken.
Yeah. So are you know that you're going to be skating in front of the Bones Brigade?
Yeah.
Like how many hours did you know that you were going to be skating with the Bones Brigade?
The thing was the day before was the demo. Now after the demo, there was rumor that they were going to go to the ramp. So after the demo, I went to the ramp and skated, and they never showed up. So I was like, oh shit, I guess they're not coming. So the next day is when they actually showed up, and we weren't really sure if they were coming.
Right. So you were just there skating, and then you see a van, and people are like, oh shit, it's them.
Yeah.
And then you turn it on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And is it immediate? Or
I don't know. I was
it was pretty obvious. It was pretty obvious. Like, this kid, he's got what it takes. He knows how to skate vert.
Right.
He's confident. And
but are you like, hey, Stacy?
I wasn't one of the guys that was putting people on the team.
Who has is it Stacy or can Cab or does anybody?
I'm trying to think. There was always on the PAL tours. There was always sort of team manager assigned to that section because the PAL tour would go on for 3 months.
Okay.
And then you would go for like 3 or 4 weeks at a time.
Yeah.
And then your crew was like one time ours was Per Wielander.
He
Per
was
Wielander
the
was like
manager
the den father of
Okay.
our team, which he was just as loose as everyone else. So it was just like no one was really being contained.
I love how it's like he's a freestyler, so he's more organized. Like not necessarily.
Yeah. Well, he was organized enough to get us to the demos and stuff like that.
Okay.
But when it was party time, he was partying.
in party. Okay.
Yeah. And then Kevin Harris, it was always a freestyler. You're right.
I
So
know,
Kevin
right?
Harris but Kevin Harris is definitely way more responsible than everyone.
Right.
So he's making sure that everything's taken care of and everything's
Okay.
legit. I'm trying to think of who else would be one of the team guys.
I remember it was, I think it might have been Guerrero, Thiebaud. I don't know if Martinez
Oh, I was with
there.
Tommy. So
You were Tommy. Yeah, it was Tommy.
It
It might have been Thiebaud, you.
Eric Sanderson,
I don't know if it-
Steve Size, Sanderson, Tommy. That was kind of my crew.
Mhm.
So
Man,
anyway,
Steve's-
we show up. I don't know. That's the thing. It was always like,
Yeah.
and no matter who, like when you're on those Bones Brigade tours, you'd show up and whoever wasn't there, that's all kids would ask about. Where's Steve? Where's Steve?
Yeah.
He's not on this tour.
You figured out which one isn't there.
Yeah.
Congratulations. So when do you find out that you're a part of the Bones Brigade? That night?
No, I was, man, I could have swore I talked to Stacy there at the ramp.
So he came up and talked.
I was
to you.
pretty sure Stacy was there.
It might have been.
Yeah.
Stacy might have been on that trip, or maybe we were on a different like mini tour. Because sometimes we would go, say we did Trashmore, and then we do a couple demos on the East
Yeah,
Coast. So
right.
it might have been something like that too. I don't really know.
So how immediate is
Well,
your?
I actually was getting flow from a local, my buddy Rudy, who was flowing me skull skate stuff.
Yeah.
And at that time, when I got approached, when Pal was there that night, Rudy actually came up to me and he was like, "Dude, we really stay with Skull. We'll hook you up."
Shit.
And I was like, "No,
Stupid
I went
advice,
with, I
yeah.
definitely went with Pal." And that's where I went and stayed with Tony and came out and visited, met Brian Ridgway and got on. I think Tony got me on Tracker Airwalk or something like that. And
When
then,
you moved here.
yeah, when I moved,
Sorry, when you came to
when I
stay.
came out here, I started hanging out with Ridgway and Sin and all those guys. So
And then I started. So our timeline of our lives. Then I started Birdhouse. I tried to get him on Birdhouse originally.
mhm.
So he was going to be the launch of Birdhouse was going to be.
You didn't do it?
It was communication because it was like a lack of communication. And
With who?
at the time, I was looking for a sponsor to get out of Baltimore. And I think it was Natural. Brad from Vision.
Yeah, but you stayed
Alf?
with Powell. This is my perspective, and
Yeah.
you might have a different memory of it. But from my perspective, you were getting a steady paycheck with Powell.
Mhm.
We're gonna start Birdhouse. We have there's no money,
Oh, yeah. There's definitely time in between for me.
and
From
so
Powell.
there's what's that?
From Pal, for me, I got let go from Pal because I was, street skating. Vert skating was out.
Right.
So when I got let go from Pal, I didn't ride for anyone for a little bit. And then I started riding for Bill Weiss's company, Change, I think it was with, I don't know who it was with, but it was Justin Bokma, me, Weiss, and Lenny Bird or Lenny, one of the guys. But
Be louder, Bucky.
so after that, went to Change, and then I went to Natural, which was with Alfonso. And then from there, I went to New Deal. And that in between Natural and New Deal was when I was communicating with you about Birdhouse. So I don't know what happened in between there, but I finally, New Deal came through. They sent me to my first contest. I rode for New Deal, and then eventually I got on Birdhouse.
I think it was more that, yeah, and I don't remember why there was miscommunication. I think for me, I was worried that we couldn't provide any stability,
Mm-hmm.
and everyone that was riding for Birdhouse was in it for the passion of it, and
Mhm.
we were all in the van, and all those stories. But
Yep.
but I felt like for you, you were about to start a family too, and
Yep.
I was just like, I don't. You need something that's more stable, that's more established.
Yeah.
And then as we started to figure our stuff out as we grew, and I realized that we had a good thing going, I was like, and Bucky was still just on fire.
Yep.
That's when I was like, we got to really do this time.
Yep.
And I remember I called him and I said, hey, I think we should really we should work together. You should be on Birdhouse, move out to California. And he was like, are we doing this? Like, this is how, because you were still on the East Coast.
Yeah.
And it was like, okay, I'm moving to California. I'm riding for Birdhouse. I'm raising a family. That's it.
Mm.
That was
so
it.
Get this. I flew out to California, shot an ad. I think I did.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, I flew out to California, shot an ad.
Oh,
I think I did a frontside heel flip over your frontside blunt slide or something like that. Or I did.
Oh, doubles.
Yeah, doubles.
He did a frontside heel flip over my frontside blunt slide.
Okay.
Okay, so I actually think I was kind of still hurt or something. So then I go back home. I do an airwalk demo on a mini ramp, blow out my knee.
Oh, that's your fault, isn't it?
Blew out my knee, blew out my ACL. Just
ACL.
got on Birdhouse.
So you're out for half a year.
Didn't have insurance.
Oh.
So I sat in my living room in Baltimore on my pull-out sofa for a month and a half, 2 months with a knee that was the size of my head and didn't know what was going on with my, not only in skating, but my whole freaking career at this point, because blowing out a knee back then was not like,
because I did
you're
that.
done.
No surgery. It just doesn't work anymore. I sewed a denim patch on my shorts and figured out how to kick my leg out in front of me and skid down on my ass.
Yep.
That's how I learned to skate paddless. Because at one point I couldn't knee slide.
Oh, you couldn't bend your knee slide.
So then I started to figure out, like, why do I have knee pads on ever? I remember I won a bet $100 off somebody who didn't have $100, like a drug dealer guy that used to hang out at the ramp. He's like, tail grab 360 to tail. He's like, oh, $100 easy. You can't do that. And I had that shit down. I was like, no problem. Whoosh, give me the money.
Yeah.
He was like, oh, and I'm like, give me the money.
yeah.
I remember it was like, I was breaking his bank, but I was like, you fuck with the wrong guy, man. Like, I've had no knee for like 2 years. I know how to, like, I can get out of it.
Yeah.
So but did you get a surgery?
I went a year without
skateboard
without ACL. So I skated
I
skated my first X
Games. He had
Games.
a crazy knee brace.
Yeah, I had
He had a full,
because it was
full RoboCop.
Yeah.
Because it was so jank that if you didn't have it on, it would pop and get loose again.
Yeah.
Right.
So I skated that year.
I was gonna say, do you remember we did that demo in New Zealand? Not Auckland, maybe it was
The
Wellington
bowl?
or something.
With the bowl?
Christchurch.
No, we were doing a vert. It was a vert demo.
Okay, yep.
Must have been Auckland.
Was that my knee getting ripped open?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, this guy, he had that crazy knee brace and he fell.
Sticky,
and I remember,
sticky, freshly painted.
Yeah,
ramp.
super
freshly
sticky.
I mean, even for normal knee slides, you ain't knee slide.
Right.
Yeah, and I remember watching him knee slide and then kind of fall and topple down.
Yeah.
And he pulls his knee pads down, and it was just murder scene, just blood everywhere. And he's like, hospital.
Wait, what happened?
Okay, so I did a
Have a
front
photo
side.
of it.
It was a demo. We went and surfed that day. It was like
I didn't know
literally,
I'm going to use it for this.
You sick
it's
bastard.
wicked.
Like, I
It's
love how you took a
wicked.
photo of it.
It's Jared has the footage. It's disgusting.
What happened? How's it
Okay,
possible?
frontside. Get this, frontside 5. Okay,
Yeah.
did a frontside 5. Over rotated. Went to bail out. Stuck. You know when you spin a frontside 5, when you rotate, you come around with some momentum.
Yeah.
So I over rotated and hit my knee, and instead of sliding, it twisted me because I was spinning.
Yeah.
So what that did was it twisted my knee brace. That when I bent my knee, the side of the knee brace has these hinges, and the hinge jammed into my knee, which the pressure from the carbon fiber hitting my skin on bare carbon to my skin blasted open my knee.
What a terrible knee brace.
And the pressure blew it open. Yeah.
So
Yeah, it was like, it was
the
like
one
pressure-
hit from a certain part of your knee brace.
Because I had the pressure sliding of hitting it, and then the knee brace touched that spot, and it just, from the pressure of me pushing on it, it just blew it open. Dude, we're talking.
Like 30 stitches?
Yeah, we're talking like I could
That's-
see
that's
inside
30.
my knee.
but ripped open like on a corner too. So it's just like, burp.
So when I
Any knee
when you
damage?
pull your knee down, when you hurt yourself and you pull your knee to check it out or pull your gasket back up. I went to do that, and my gasket was ripped in half, and I could see into my knee
the bone. It's pretty not far to get there.
I pulled my knee and I looked up and I just go, hospital. I need to go to the hospital. And then I showed a couple people on the side. Like I was like, I got to go. They're like, let me see. And I showed them and they were like,
yeah. That's
exactly what happened. They were
like, what I did. I was like, oh, what's it? Go, yeah.
So I wobble. Literally, I walk from about here to the end of the parking lot where you come in the driveway. Here. I walked that far to where all the shops, like the tents that sell T-shirts and boards.
It was kind of like a big day out thing.
Yeah. So I like walk up. I sit down. I go, hey, do you guys have any like clean rags or T-shirts? He's like started taking off his T-shirt. I was like, no. I need a clean one. He gave me like one of his clean T-shirts like that he was selling. And I took everything off. And when I went to wrap my knee up with the T-shirt, probably like 20 kids were like, they followed me and they saw me when I opened up my knee and exposed it. Yeah. And seeing their faces to this day reacting to my knee.
Yeah.
Like, forget it.
How many stitches did you get?
I don't remember. I just remember walking into I have video of me walking into the hospital.
Yeah. You can walk.
Yeah, I could walk. Didn't want to bend it.
No.
So when I laid down, the doctor came in and the nurse, they looked at it and they were like, what the hell did you do? It looks like a shark wound.
Yeah.
And I go, I just fell on my skateboard and blew my knee. My knee blew open.
Exactly what happened, but fair enough.
Yeah. Dude, they stuck this needle. When they stick the needle into
we've
numb
talked
it?
About it. I don't want to wreak
the anesthesia.
God, dude. The needle sticking, like when the needle gets stuck in, and you can actually see the needle after it goes through your skin, and you see everything come out of it. It's like, what was the purpose of that? Like at that point, you just sprinkle fucking the juice in.
Oh yeah.
Couldn't you just pour it in the hole? And save me the needle.
Yeah. Because they stuck it in like 6 times.
Well, that's a big hole. They've got to numb it everywhere because they have to stitch it all up.
I was really worried when I saw it, though. We all deal with knee issues.
Oh, God.
Oh, yeah, look at that thing.
That's a terrible scar.
But we all deal with knee issues where, torn cartilage, ligaments, whatever, and there's all these things.
Yeah.
And when I saw that, my first thought was, he did something like that, but pulled it inside out at the same time.
Yeah. Right. You thought he was permanently out.
I was just like that. There's no recovering from what I just saw. His skin is peeled off his body.
Right. Yeah. But it missed the tendons and just got the skin. Right. Yeah.
Flesh wound. Yeah. That was gnarly.
Fresh.
Really, if it stitches, you are in the clear.
Dude, we have video. We have video from the time that I got in the van. I had to wait like 45 minutes to an hour to get to the hospital.
Yeah.
Wait for the van. They finally got a van of some sort where I sat in the back and like Jared's filming me and I have all this pressure on my knee. I'm keeping pressure on it. And at that point, it's just starting to set in. It's
the
just
pain.
The pain, the throbbing.
Beating with your heart.
Yeah.
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 You ever get that where it's like,
man.
Doof, and I'm like, okay. To me, it's because
usually it's not open, so usually you just feel that pressure that it's mounting inside the joint.
Right.
The thumping is just more blood going to it.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like there's a place where you can go in your mind, it's like a happy place, like it's not like right where the injury is, but I'll catch if it's bad. I'll catch myself rocking and then go, wait, are you going insane from the pain? Because I'm not telling myself to rock, but I've had it where I'm like, someone's driving you to the ER and you're like, are you good, Jason? Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I'm fine.
Yep.
And then I'm like, wait, why am I rocking? I'm like, oh, I'm going insane.
Yeah.
Like, that's what's happening here.
Serious distraction.
Yeah. Like, so someone asks you that because you're in the back going, and you don't look right. You look like something's happening where you might be in trouble. It's like, and you're like, no, I'm fine. You don't look fine, dude. You look bad. You look pale and you look like you're rocking back and forth like you're going insane.
So that was shocking. That was traumatic.
But you bounced back. As usual.
As usual.
I was gonna say, I remember when you first came Fallbrook, and I had kind of a dubbed out Civic SI. Remember that hatchback? And
dubbed out Civic. That just came out of your mouth.
You know what I'm saying? That was the terminology back then, for sure.
It was just a Civic, but it was
a Civic SI.
SI.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I liked it.
Yeah, you would like that. You like
it. But he loved it, and he kept talking about all the,
all
more
the things
about
you could get on it.
Yeah. And I was just like, how does he know all that stuff? But, you know, for me, it just looked cool, and I liked Honda Civic, so it's like, oh, it's super cool.
Mhm.
And then, and little did I know that was this sort of entry point into him just loving cars.
Yep.
Wait, that car was your entry point?
Well,
not necessarily his car, but
it was where I noticed it because
he put me, like, basically he was the one that put me in the driver's seat of his car that I shouldn't be driving. Like,
but I always knew you as because there's not many of us.
Like, I couldn't get my license until I was 18 because I basically didn't have any money to get a car.
Right.
Really,
well, that's different. Me
so that's what I mean. Is that
so
he didn't
being
have a
out
car.
there, I didn't have a car,
and he's
so
at
I was
my
like-
house, and he knows so much about my
And
car.
I got to drive his
But that's what I'm
cars.
trying to get to. Like, what you so much interest in cars? Because you've been into cars ever since you've been into skateboarding, correct?
Yeah, I think it's just a same as any kid out there that enjoys getting wheels for his car. I just got into it.
I felt like it was pretty obvious. I don't know what year it was, but I figured out that you're into cars, I'm into cars, and Danny's into cars.
Yeah.
I was like, out of all vert dudes, we can drive. Everybody else looks like they're fucking, they shouldn't be driving. I don't know how I figured that out. Like, we went somewhere one day, and I think you had like a Beamer or something, and I was like, hey, he drives like an asshole, like me. And then Danny showed up, and I was like, hey,
another asshole.
we're fucking assholes. Like, you're like moto talk where Danny's like, yeah, man, duh. And I'm like, oh shit, you ride moto? And he's like, yeah, dude, do you? And I'm like, yeah. But it wasn't many of us. I know skateboarders and going fast. It was super apparent if there was one. I'd go, wait, are you actually into cars?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I remember talking to him and going, oh, he's more into it than I am. Because I
wonder, how did you make that transition into getting sponsored and professional driving?
We had a crew. Our crew was Alfonso Rawls. Who else? Daewon Song. We were Civic Nation. We had fucking T-shirts with
I remember
Civic,
that.
we were Civic
Yeah.
Nation. We were a crew.
Oh, okay. My bad. I did not know. Did you have carbon fiber hoods on your cars?
Not back then.
Right.
Yeah.
Because I remember Kane Gale was the first person to do on his
Yeah, he did a
Acura
turbo on
piece
his
of shit.
Integra, yeah.
Look at this, I got carbon fiber. I'm like, yeah, congratulations, but $2,000 worth of shit on the
All
shit.
of our cars too. Like, I thought I stepped it up when I got an Acura.
Yeah, no, I remember.
I got an Integra, and I was like, oh, I
remember Chet Thomas got his
killing it.
Integra. I was so jealous. It was before I got a Civic. He got his Integra. I was like, damn, him and his Cheerios fucking commercial.
I went from Civic to Civic to Integra.
Woo! Dog shit to turds.
Yeah, but he was.
I know you guys.
But at
love
some
him.
point, you were racing these cars and
I got in
modifying them a little bit, right?
You know, when skating died, I actually had a job at a body shop, and that's actually where I started to learn how to work on them.
Ah,
Okay.
So that's where I learned how to do body work,
that's the
pull
difference.
shit apart,
He knows
push
how to
shit back
actually fix
together.
Right.
So I learned
I
all
just
that
know
in
how
the
to
body
wreck it.
shop. And then I got into, when I moved out to California, Danny Way actually took me shifter karting for the first time at this Indian reservation at Palomar. The track's no longer there, but he was the one that got me in a go-kart for the first time. And from there, I've done track days and stuff in my street car, but getting that go-kart, it took.
Different story.
Oh, I got my own go-kart, and from there, I was a weekend warrior. And from there, I got super fast, and I did the celebrity race in Long Beach that you've done.
Yep.
So I did that, won that, met all these drivers. They're like, dude, you're fast. You should do it more. All right. So I got all my licenses. I got all my.
Dude, you're fast. You should set fire to all the money you have at home.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's what motorsports is, dude.
Yeah.
Who was it? I might be wrong on this, but I think Frankie Muniz won that
Yeah.
1 year.
Yeah.
And
He went ballistic.
went hard into I'm getting a team.
They sold him. They sold him.
Oh,
Yeah.
they-
They made some money off him.
I know that guy.
So he won the celebrity race
Yeah.
and then was like, I'm a racer. I'm getting a team together. I got,
and they're like,
got
yeah,
the whole thing.
just give me $250,000 and you'll have a team for a year.
Yeah.
Or maybe 6 months.
Yeah.
Depending on how much I like
Yeah,
it.
he did it. He did it in the lights.
He was the
for a
cautionary.
while.
Let's put it this way. When I did it, he was the cautionary tale. Like, just because you win this race doesn't mean you're a professional driver.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Like he went that hard.
Yeah, he went hard.
And then immediately got slapped with reality.
It lasted about a year and a half, which really probably hit him hard, like in the bank.
Did he do well at all in any of the
No,
races?
no.
Fine. Because I raced accidentally.
No, and he was buying good equipment. You know what it is to buy good
Right.
equipment.
And that's what made me real. Like, there's I remember not understanding how there would be that many people that could beat me because I'm like, that's insane. I'm quick. And it's like, you're quick to your friends, dude. Like, you don't hang out with somebody that's been driving since they were 3.
Right.
And then I was in the stadium. I'll never forget it. One of the guys that beat me, I'm like, this fucking kid. You know what I mean? And then he's hanging out in the stands. And I'm like, took his shirt off. And I was like, oh, he get some tattoos. I'm like, wait, is that a buggy? Wait, is that a race check? I'm like, he's covered in race car tattoos. and then it dawned on me that
that's his life.
He's been doing it his whole life, and you're an idiot. Yeah. You think he can just step in here and take his title?
You think he cares about your skateboard wheel tattoo?
That's why I got the checkered flag. I got checkered flag on there. I was like, I got a fucking race tattoo. Let's go, bumper to bumper. Yeah, that guy still beat me.
Token.
All right, you probably won a few more. Good for you.
I crashed out of the Grand Prix, so I failed to get the
but it wasn't your
flag
fault.
Tattoo. It wasn't my fault.
You got rammed off.
That's the only reason I don't have the checkered flag.
The guy got black flag, so you know it's for sure not his fault.
Yeah. Where did he get you? Did he
right after the fountain?
The fountain.
And I was on the straightaway, and I was pulling. I was ahead of him.
Yeah.
And he just rammed him.
Oh, he didn't even slow down for it.
No. What's that?
He didn't slow down for it. He
used Tony as a barrier.
As a brake.
Yeah, and then I was near the wall, and he came up next to me on the wall and rammed me into the wall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who did that?
Rich guy.
Oh, what, a dude that had paid. Well, no, there were
the charity winner.
Charity winners, yeah. Well, yeah, because they
was it the strip club owner guy?
Yes.
Was it Jerry?
Yeah,
Jerry.
Yeah.
Jerry took you out. Dude, get this. George Lucas took out the charity winner one year in turn 1. George Lucas.
Well, good.
He doesn't give a fuck, dude.
That's pretty awesome.
He doesn't give a fuck.
That's gangster.
Totally came under braking. Missed braking everything, just drove her right into the wall. I was like, man, that was brutal.
But I mean, that's kind of
he's there to win, dude. Like
George Lucas took me out.
Yeah, I feel like if you're George Lucas and you weren't gonna amount to shit in motorsports, then you may as well do something cool with this
dude,
stuff.
He's a racer at heart, though.
Oh, okay.
Lucas is all about it.
But
okay.
Jerry, when
he's got a name,
his daughter was pissed at him because like you ran Tony in the wall, and he's like, I'm just trying to win. And, well, you got kicked out of the race.
Yeah,
and so she made him go to a Stand Up for Skate Parks event.
No way.
And buy one of the high priced auction items, which was cool.
It's crazy. She's smarter than him.
Yeah. Well,
because,
I mean, he
should. That was a crazy thing for you to do.
He apologized to me after the fact, and I was like, oh well, if you want to if you want to do some good, like I have this charity, and then his daughter's like, yeah, you should go to that. And so he went and he bought. Remember, we used to auction off custom cars, and motorcycles. He bought one of the cars.
Oh wow!
So all's forgiven.
Right.
Yeah, I took one for the team. Totaled my car. Raised about 50 grand for the foundation.
Totaled someone else's car.
Yeah, by proxy.
Would not be worth it for me still.
It was kind of cool to total a car.
I had a bet with Twitch in a race, and we didn't even end up racing each other. Like to qualify, I got hit at the first turn. Somebody tried to cut in on me and hit my front wheel. It just broke my axle.
Yeah.
So I'm out.
Yeah.
So if you're out, then you can't qualify, which means you have lost, and I have to get Twitch's face tattooed on my ass. And I was proper pissed. Like I was gonna kill that guy that hit me, but I realized it's not his fault.
Yeah.
He didn't know. So I'm not saying anything to him. But from not saying anything to him, I only had energy to go to my car and leave. Because if someone talks to me, I'm gonna freak out.
Yeah.
Because I'm a man of my word. I know I'm getting that tattoo.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh man, come on, the guy hit. I'm like, if the guy had to hit him, I'd be like, you're getting my face on your ass, dude. I don't care. So I know
it's the gift that keeps on giving. Everyone just gets faces on asses down the line.
Yeah, I regret. That was a bad bet.
Your ass is gonna look like this soon.
That'd be pretty legendary, actually. I got a big ass.
What was the height for you? What was the height of racing? Or
the height?
Yeah,
it still is for me. I'm still pushing.
Going.
Yeah, I'm still pushing to do a full year. But for me, up to this point, it was racing rallycross for factory team Subaru, and it was. Even though the car wasn't really the best, some races,
which is annoying.
At the end, we had between the team and everything, and
you couldn't go. You couldn't go to Vert Alert because you had a race.
Yeah,
and you did really well.
Yeah,
from what I remember. Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah, I mean, it's been great, you know, to be able to go from skating to racing, to me, it makes them both that much more enjoyable because you get burnt out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what the bowl did for me in my backyard. It wasn't like a vert ramp. It wasn't like any bowls because all the bowls are teeny. All the vert ramps are flat wall. So doing tricks, it wasn't about that. It was just the fact that it made riding enjoyable. So for me, skating, racing, it's good. It keeps it fresh to come back and forth. So
yeah.
Do you find it hard to keep it fresh in skateboarding? I mean, racing is, I'm sure you're doing it a lot, but you haven't put anywhere near the hours you have in skateboarding.
Mm-hmm.
And as someone the same age as you who's been around in skating for as long as you,
mm-hmm.
there was a time there, I guess my ability kind of made it easier for me to walk away, but it's still like, that's your whole life. Do you ever, especially pushing it so hard, because you haven't slowed down. Like, I saw you skate the other day, and I'm like, nobody can do any of the shit you're doing.
That's what I keep saying. When you you watch Bucky skate, it's every trick is like there's no one else that can do that.
But it has to be. You have to be a skateboarder to appreciate his shit. That's the difference. Things that he does. If you don't know skateboarding to a certain amount, then you're not even going to understand how many things he does that are impossible. Because it's like a lot of switch shit.
Like kickflip Madonna.
No one's going to even know. Like even when you don't go switch and you do nollie stale fish, whatever the fuck's going on. Like sometimes I've been in this my whole life and I go, wait, he did it.
yeah.
And then I look at the sky and I go, that would be if you did. Then I go, whoa, that's amazing. So if you don't skateboard, then it's definitely going to take you're not going to get how hard.
Yeah.
It's more, if I do a 10-foot air, then everybody's mom knows that I'm good. But if you're doing something 3 foot high and you don't make it all the time, you need to be a skateboarder to understand. And it's less, I feel like, even because now we live in this fucking quick thing, like Instagram, give me my fucking fee. Like I did the trick, now pay me. Your stuff is, because skateboard people all people that don't skateboard love skateboarding now. That used to be your own, skateboarders love skateboarding. Everybody else thinks that you're an idiot. Now it's not the same. And your stuff is like mega ramp. Anyone can do anything on a mega ramp and you're awesome.
Yeah.
I'm not saying you're bad, but like, dropping into a switch eggplant, you're never fucking doing that. None of you are ever fucking doing it. Ever. But you're not going to understand what that is.
This guy does no complies on vert. No comprende.
Yeah,
Did you do one to revert?
I never made it.
You did one over the gap, though.
Mm-hmm.
He did a no comply over an 8-foot gap. No grab on vert. That's it. Shut down. The gap is closed.
You're not gonna know. You're not gonna know what that is. You're not gonna know how hard that is unless you're, somebody that's done 10 years.
I mean, what is it like when you're exploring stuff like that?
Well, that's the thing. Like,
because you're kind of on your own. You're on your own path. Like, there's.
The thing that people don't realize, and you guys, I'm sure you can relate. When I'm skating, I'm skating. It's all that. It's just it's natural. I've been doing it for so long. When I'm racing, I'm racing. It's not as natural, but I've been doing it for almost as long. The hard part is where it's at these days. You come here and you see the daily session. Look at what goes down daily on that ramp.
Mm-hmm.
That's insane. Like to be able to, the hard part for me is where I'm going, is being able to switch back and forth. And like, I'll be away racing for a week somewhere in US somewhere, whatever. I'll come back. This is a week. I'm gone for a week. I'll come back and I'll just look at like people skating. And although I've only been gone for a week, I feel like I've been gone for 2 months because of the way these guys are riding.
Yeah, but yeah, I do understand that. But also your focus and your trick selection and your style, you don't really have any peers. There's no one to bounce these things off of.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's what's fascinating to me is that you keep coming up with new ones where it's like, dude, you're on your own.
Yeah.
No one can give you advice. I have no idea how you do that stuff.
It's a little like boredom being at home. Like say I'm home and I'm doing stuff, editing for YouTube or whatever. And it's like, I'll think about something, and
right.
It's not like, oh, I want to do a 360 varial 900. Like, of course that would be freaking gnarly. Like
I get that, but it must happen a lot more for you because you invent new tricks constantly. So you must be inspired with these ideas very frequently. Like I had a fast plant tailslide idea.
Yeah.
It's one idea. I've had one. That's it. I don't have another
story. But this guy's like the silent storm of crazy tricks.
Like, are they just constantly flowing in your mind?
Simple. They're just simple tricks. I mean, it goes back to like when Tony's freaking invented every trick out there. But like at the time, it was like he takes his hand, he grabs a different position or something. But I mean, still, it's I don't know. For me, it's just doing a trick backwards. You know, I'm still the same trick, but technically it's like.
It seems like you got into doing a few switch tricks and that inspired you to do every switch trick. You're like, what haven't I done switch? Because that's what it looks like
certain
now.
things. I mean, I don't mess around with switch kickflip indie or switch heel flip indie because they've been done and people are doing.
You're trying to do the ones that no one's done.
Yeah.
Right. And it seems like bringing 80s and switch, because you're doing a lot of older tricks
that people don't even see.
That people, I can tell these days, these people are impressed by hand plants. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, there was an era there where you dropped in and did a hand plant.
Yeah.
I'm so old that I've lost my good hand plant. So now I'm back to, I'm doing a hand plant.
Yeah.
But I still don't respect them. Like, I'm like, you're damn right you're stalling out on a hand plant. Like, duh.
It's a lost, but still.
Just like Grosso said.
It's a lost art form.
Straighten that arm.
Stall
it, yeah.
Lost art form.
It is.
Couple newbies that can do them good. Other than that, it's like kids when they do inverts, it's like, no.
I remember my era.
Hand turns.
Because I'm old like you, but there was an era like the new guys that I was competing against were insanely embarrassing at hand plants, like Jesse Fritches and Pappases and just people where I'd be like, have you just watch a Bones Brigade video or something, you fucking moron. Like, what is but, like your forehead's almost on the coping with your arm. Like, what? Who bends this much on a fucking hand plant? But there was a lot of people that would do it in a ride. Like, don't forget my hand plant at the end of your ride. I'm like, maybe lose the hand plant. Like, you just notified me that you never cared at one point.
Nope. And
like, just do that.
If you watch early X Games footage, the first ones, I always do an invert into my run, and I did it just for me because the judges weren't counting them.
Okay,
hated them. I like doing them. That's my era. I still do them good.
Yeah,
and so I would just throw them in there, and I always threw them in there, and
regular or tuck knee.
Tuck knee.
Yeah, because you love that one.
I don't think I've seen him do a regular one.
So I've seen him fuck up a Smith foot, which turned into a regular hand plant. So yes, I have seen one. but that's so funny because I just realized people who don't skate are like.
But now we've come full circle because now it's kind of lost art form, and there is a better appreciation because people have explored doing them. They know how hard it is to stall, and now if you see Bucky do it, you're like, oh my god, he just did like a switch sad eggplant.
Yeah.
Unreal.
Yeah.
But I just kept it up through because I just liked it so much. And
Such
I knew
a good idea.
Also, it's a good demo move though. It's a good it's a good crowd pleaser.
Tuck knee, the way you do it, it's up there with a 360 varial on the crowd's appreciation for it. Like he'll do, McTwist, front to there, we've seen those. Tuck knee in, but whoa, and I'm like, motherfuckers, front to there was just as hard, but I get it.
Yeah, those are definitely that's the trifecta. Inverse McTwist, 360 varials, you can do demos for the rest of your life.
Right.
If you keep those up.
Yeah. No, don't think I don't know that. I'm like a couple of weeks off being back. Like, I'll do a demo. I got to steal my hand.
Or this guy.
I was a little
rodeos.
Yeah, rodeos. They love rodeos.
Oh, that's right. They love rodeos. Yes.
And he's got them both ways, of course.
I need to relearn them switch. Can you guys put pressure on me next session?
To do a switch
Everyone's
rodeo
out there.
Switch rodeo?
DM Bucky Lasek. Constantly bombard him. Why don't you ask him for some free shoes as well, you bastards?
Like and describe Switch Rodeos.
Hold on, no.
Yeah, no, that's kind of what you did. You kind of said,
you wanted the pressure. There it is.
Guys, I need pressure. Well, you welcome.
Keep coming back to this YouTube. Keep refreshing the comments.
Yeah. At Bucky Lasek on Instagram.
Talking to you guys, not them.
That's we're all talking to. This is it. This is open source here.
I'm excited about your DMs.
I do need it. We'll see.
I get a lot.
Oh, and he was the second guy to do backflip, right?
Maybe.
After Sluggo.
Maybe.
He had those for a while. That was exciting.
I remember that. Then they turned into some kind of hand tap thing.
Yeah. Because you do them in contests all the time, and that was like a safety thing to make sure you made the backflip. I saw that progress.
Ruined it.
because every now and then you'd put that down to make it because it's a contest.
Yeah.
You don't want to fall off on a backflip. You got to make that backflip. Contest, dude. I don't know.
We need to have those back too, but I don't want any DMs.
Oh, too late, buddy. You started some shit.
You can already chill out with the DMs. I can feel my phone blowing up.
Not live.
It's not out yet, but sure.
So what are your aspirations? What's next?
Next for me, I'm gonna do some stage rallies. I got invited to do some contest called the X Games in Japan.
What?
I'll be there.
Yeah.
Wait, are you going in?
Big reveal.
Are you going in it?
Are they doing something?
I'll be there.
Oh, that's all he's gonna give us.
Are you trying to? Did you just get mysterious on me?
I'm just saying I'll be there.
It's fucking. Ooh, I don't know, man. What will happen? He's coming back for blood.
It's let's just say that someone did me a favor and I'm doing them a favor by doing this.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
That's all.
You're doing them a favor. So you're gonna be there, and he's gonna hang.
I mean,
out.
he twisted my arm.
I can't even put it
Twist my arm.
together.
There's a vert ramp in Japan.
What about
I'll be there.
There was a vert ramp last night at the freaking dinner.
Oh yeah, we can't talk about that. Yeah, we can't talk about that yet.
Fucking.
How I walked up to dinner and there's
let's talk about
a vert ramp.
No, I can't. I can't.
Fight Club. Stop. So anyway, what is your plans?
Let's just say, I can say that vert ramp was ridden for a total of 15 minutes.
That's insane. Brand new.
Brand new.
That size.
It was good too.
Brand new.
That size.
24 feet wide, but same height.
But good.
Yeah, good. Yeah, good.
When do we? Fucking.
Nah.
You'll see.
I look forward to figuring that out.
All will be revealed.
Wow. I was blown away though. I was like, huh? And then this guy, I see this guy there, and I'm like, what? Huh? I had no idea.
This guy's always there.
I'm not going to talk about it though.
Yeah, I wasn't supposed to be at the dinner thing.
You weren't.
No, but the way my date planned. Never. Forget it. Just forget it. Just forget it.
Do you want to talk about what your future plans are?
Yeah, racing and skateboarding.
That's it.
That's it. Not much has changed, man, since I was like freaking 14.
Except for you raised kids.
Probably have to feed some tortoises.
A gaggle of daughters.
Yeah, lots of daughters, tortoises, some horses.
Can you ride a horse?
Yeah.
Can you do a horse wheelie?
I can have him rear up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can jump.
One time I went, somebody said they had a stunt horse because I've always wanted to do a horse wheelie.
Yeah.
I just thought it was like part of.
You mean where they're just.
Yeah. Well, fucking wheelie. Like, come on, man.
Yeah.
Like you do a wheelie on a dirt bike, you do a wheelie on a horse.
Yeah, but they're not moving.
Pretty self-explanatory. They can move a little bit. I've seen video of people doing a skidding one in a wheelie. It's tricky. But anyway.
That sounds abusive.
Guys, like this guy can do horse wheelies whenever you want. You just got to be on there for it. And I was like, okay. So I show up and he's like, just pull on it and give him a little flick in the guts with your heels. And up he goes. And then next thing you know, fuck yeah, I did like 20 horse wheelies.
Yeah.
Horse wheelie.
I just stayed out there doing
wheelie.
Is that what they call it in the equestrian event in the Olympics? Ooh, there's another wheelie.
They should if they wanted to like sell it. I would watch
to have a younger generation.
If you said about there was going to be a horse wheelie or a double backflip that just rip off X Games. This next guy is the first person to do double backflip on a horse. I'm watching.
Start doing like donuts around the barrels.
Yes, I thought it was cool. It feels good. I would like to do
horse
nose wheelie.
Horse kana.
But they don't do that. A horse what?
Horse kana.
Horse kana. Oh, yeah. Yeah, Ken Block would, no, that's not going to work.
Wow.
It was a good angle, though.
I know that's where we're going with this.
Burnouts and stunts on a horse.
All I'm saying is that Tony Hawk has the best parking lot in Vista.
Yeah. I don't want
That's all I'm saying.
I'm waiting for it because I know that we filmed one thing one time, and then I was like, wait.
Didn't something go bad?
No.
Didn't something go wrong when you guys were...
Not
I
with
thought
us.
someone hit a curb or something.
I hit a curb once.
Yeah, not me. I didn't do anything like that.
SMG doesn't really...
I don't know.
Clutch kick.
We were just being mellow for a second. I was trying to get my car to get it off traction control. And I couldn't figure it out.
Right, yes.
People were messaging me.
Yeah, I saw that.
And then Bucky figured it out in the parking lot. And as soon as I figured it out, then we had to...
We figured it out. But I did clip the curb one time about 8 years ago.
Here.
Yeah.
You like it here.
I clipped it. Because SMG, you can't clutch kick. I couldn't clutch kick. So I had there's no clutch in SMG.
Oh, okay.
So it's all just paddles. It's just paddle shifting.
Oh, that's way hard.
So I couldn't clutch kick it. So I couldn't get the car going. So I just floored it and it lurched instead of kicking out.
Yeah.
It lurched and dunk.
It's a risky thing to be doing in the parking lot, Bucky.
Well, it's not really I'm not worried about the parking lot. I was actually more worried about my front end of my suspension.
Wow.
Wait, what car was this?
It was a BMW at the time.
Oh, okay. All right.
I feel like I'm gonna be liable for something.
That's what I'm saying. That's what when we posted, I posted the video and I was like, wait, it's Tony's parking lot. Like, I know that we didn't do it on a work day. Like, there's no way I would just do it around workers, but
it's definitely close.
It was empty.
We've done some risky things in this parking lot.
Like the loop.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, when I ollied the Mini.
Moving.
That was
here.
That was behind someone else's building. We got permission from them.
Okay, so you at least asked them.
Yeah, we're gonna do the stunt. I'm gonna jump a car.
Did they watch it?
All right. I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, because if Tony Hawk tells me they're gonna jump a car in my parking lot, I'm inviting my friends and we're having a few beers.
It's the only really flat space in this complex. So
have you ever been involved in that, Bucky?
What?
Being a professional race car driver and skateboarder and one of the best in the world, have you ever been a part of these stunt shenanigan things that they don't interest you, it seems?
No.
Because you'd be a perfect candidate for stupid
stunt
shit.
doubling?
Yeah, I have some ideas.
Like stunt junkies or
to do like it, yeah.
Yeah, why don't
I have some ideas. I do.
Oh, okay, you do?
Yeah, I have ideas. I just haven't.
Cars and skateboarding?
No, just cars.
A car stunt?
Yeah.
What are you thinking? Oh, you probably don't know.
Yeah, you want to talk about that. Yeah.
What's your dream car?
My dream car?
Yeah.
I built my dream car was my white car that I built, my white GC Subaru. I built that car from an $800 piece of shit. So I basically built the car I wanted.
Wow.
Yeah.
How much is it worth now?
I mean, they're going for pretty good money, right? Pretty good.
How much roughly is your car worth?
I built my car roughly because I did everything myself aside from some of the parts. I think I probably have $15K or so into it.
But how much would you sell it?
I wouldn't sell it for one. I'd probably get like
$100,000?
No, I don't think I get $100,000 for it.
But do you have any desires to own like a Lamborghini or a Ferrari or anything?
No, I think if I were to buy a car right now, I probably would get like a Porsche GT3 RS.
Yeah.
Would probably. I like to drive. I don't really need any like the Tesla's nice. I'd probably get a Plaid or something.
Right,
You know,
but you like because the car you're talking about is like one of the better steering cars.
It's just a fun car. The car I built like a '98 Subaru Impreza that has like 400 and some horsepower. Took you for a drive in it.
Yeah.
Set your head back a little.
Yeah.
Yeah, 400.
It's a ripper. Yeah.
It'll do.
400 is a lot,
yeah.
Especially if it's put
It's
in
like
correctly.
420 to the wheels, so that's pretty proper.
Yeah.
It's actually like 500 and some crank.
Yeah, it was fun.
What motorsports would you like to like? What would be the number one racing?
Rally and
the
rally
one you're
cross. Yeah, rally and rally cross. Yeah.
Okay.
I want to get into more time attack. I'm building another car. I have a carbon fiber wide body GC that I'm building.
Yeah.
I want to make that a hill climb and a time attack car.
Hill climb.
Mm-hmm.
They have races for cars to go up a hill.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is there turns or is it just straight up a hill?
Pikes Peak. You ever hear of Pikes Peak or
or
Mount Washington?
So it's windy.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, so like time attack up a windy road. Okay.
Time attack would be at race courses, but they do have hill climbs.
Right.
Which is up a hill.
You race with no other
clock.
cars, basically.
Got it. Yes. I played enough video games to understand what you're talking about.
Well, you never know. Somebody listening might not know.
Yeah, speaking of video games, I got to thank Tony for hooking me up with my Fanatec gear.
With your what?
He hooked me up with my Fanatec gear.
Fanatec?
Fanatec. The simulator. The racing sim
I have. Whoa.
Yeah.
Wait, you know somebody that makes those fucking...
I bought my son Keegan.
And he didn't like it? You got it?
No. It wasn't that. He didn't. I bought it for him for a holiday gift, and he was going off to college, and he didn't have room for it when he went off to college, and realized it too late, and it was like I don't have room to put all that stuff up, and I'm sitting with all this gear, And how did you see? Oh, it was here.
was right
it
there
got
on the
delivered
office.
here.
Oh, you saw it sitting there.
Imagine being at the skate ramp and you look in and you're like, I wanted, at this time, COVID was just hitting.
Yeah.
So I was like, I got to get my simulator. I got to update my sim.
Yeah.
I look in, I see the office table, and it's just this big pile of
I bought the
Fanatec.
Premier Edition, like the brand new one, all the gear. And he's like, oh,
and you know it's his,
that?
and you're like,
No,
he doesn't like that.
I instantly, when I came in, I walked upstairs, walked in there, I go, whose is this?
Yeah.
And where did it come from?
Fair
Because
enough.
I was like, I want the connection. I want the name, number of the person.
Yeah.
And I want it now. He goes, yeah, I bought it for Spencer. And
Yeah, no, I bought it full price. It wasn't like I had a connection.
Yeah, he
I
didn't have a
just
connection.
went blindly
He bought
on the
it for
website.
Spencer. And he was like, yeah, you
Keegan.
can have it.
Yeah.
For Keegan. And he was like, yeah, you want it? I was like, yeah, what do you want for it? He was like, just give me this. And I was like, oh my God.
I sold at a loss.
Dude,
He
that
definitely
thing is
lost.
So sick.
It's all right.
But I won.
I
Hey,
think it's so
I
sick.
won.
You got your wish.
I did.
There's a skate session happening right now. So you got to pause through with
Yeah.
us.
Yeah,
you
we
know,
we
spend
helped
some
you
time.
kill an hour.
Fluff, little pod fluff.
Now all your buddies are ready to hang out.
They're
and
ripping though,
destroy.
man. I can't go out there and skate with them right now.
How do you think I feel everywhere I go? Everyone's way better. You go like, oh man, I'm not gonna
This guy,
skate if anyone's
he
good.
walks
Fuck
up.
you.
Can you imagine he walks up like, oh, you guys.
Yeah.
Can I join you?
I'm just gonna plot around, do some switch eggplant to fakies. Yeah. Oh, okay, I guess you can join kook. Like, no. Fuck you.
Yeah. I wish I skated as good as I do on Instagram.
Okay, it's like comedians that tell me they're not funny. I see your angle. You got to do that. You got to put yourself down to like whatever floats your boat, dude.
Mhm.
One of the greatest skateboarders that's ever lived, dude. It's an honor to
appreciate
be alive
that.
long enough to see you.
I do. I really do. It's
'Cause
crazy coming from where I came from. Tony knows where I came from, and it's insane that.
But it's inspiring to see that you keep pushing yourself and pushing things that we really never thought would be possible.
right. And
I mean,
to be,
I do believe you're on your own level,
Yeah.
especially with the tricks that you can easily do and the tricks that you aspire to do,
Mhm.
where it's like there's no one else that's going to touch that stuff
Mhm.
because it's too hard. And
it's amazing.
you do it, yeah.
To be at your age and to be on the cutting edge
It's
it
freaking rough,
seems
man.
impossible. 'Cause
It is.
Put it on any other sport. Like, how old is Steve Kerr? Could Steve Kerr could you pass him the rock right now? Could he throw it up? I don't think you could.
Yeah.
There's nobody who's almost 50
Yeah, 49.
that can be
That's
on
crazy.
the cutting edge of any sport.
I don't know what
Ocho
to say.
Cinco, he's pretty good, but
I'm
he's
relentless,
like
dude.
35.
I'm like relentless. You know,
Yeah. No, it's incredible.
We appreciate it.
Yeah.
So
Well, I
everyone,
appreciate it.
Bucky Lasek, check out whatever, plug things.
Yeah.
All we ever do is plug
YouTube.
Cupcam.
Fuck yeah.
We just plug Cupcam. What's that?
Fuck yeah, YouTube.
It's not for coffee. It's
No.
for your videography.
Oh yeah, fuck yeah on YouTube. That's those are some good videos.
Yeah.
What is it?
I actually that's his YouTube channel.
My YouTube channel.
What's it called?
Fuck yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right.
But there are times when he and I will make a plan to come skate here,
Yeah.
and I see him show up with his GoPro collection,
yeah.
and I'm like, oh shit, I better turn it on.
Yeah.
We're just gonna have a mellow session. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, I'm gonna be on the YouTube channel. So
No,
thanks for
he's
that.
impressive with GoPro.
Yes.
I try not to give him too much notice if I'm going to pull the GoPro out. That way he just kind of doesn't like, oh yeah, I got a piece out of here at 20 minutes.
Oh, you trap him.
Yeah, there's a technique. Like, Kevin, it's
Speaking of,
Tony, it's
oh,
Kevin.
it's almost 3:00.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, thanks a lot, Bucky. Thanks for coming. We'll see you guys next
Like
week.
and describe.
Like and describe.